of the opponent's boxes, but nothing has come to be produced in the 45 minutes. All the chances coming in on the one side, Jackson Nunda, on the other side, Komero Thomio, Rashid Okocha getting all the chances, but it is goalless, and 45 minutes yet to be played from the Luzira Prisons grounds. But let us get the reactions from Gordon Bule and Tendo Nikta Musoke, who have enjoyed the game so far despite the game having no goals. Bule.
Yeah, no goals and a bit silent, I can say, from Maroons Football Club, because they're at home, they are failing to take the advantage. The coach, Mohamed Senfuma, needs to come up with something in the first half, a team talk, to ensure that he spurs his team to what he really wants them to play with, their identity as a team. How they operate is still a miss. But as I spoke about it, Jackson Nunda can be the difference maker. He isn't that overly excited player on the pitch, overly maybe active on the pitch, but he gets that moment, can be decisive. He got that chance versus a defender. Ball comes in, only him. He undoes the defender and then has a look at the goalkeeper, but still the finishing was a bit poor. If he's going to continue in the second half, then he should have that character that I'm a skill of these chances, because he can really get the attribute, and he's a player with a good intelligence. But game truly, NEC FC still trying. Even in the first few minutes, I saw NEC pouring more pressure towards Maroon FC's defense. Some good shots, like 3 in count, but nothing to deter both defenses. Yes. Even the coaches, Hussein Balangu and Mohamed Senfuma, really need to conjure up something to get this game to the scale that it has. Maroons FC at home, you would want to win this game. You don't know what you're going to face in the next game or how you're going to attack the next game. And NEC FC, having lost versus Gaddafi, you need to come up with something in this game. Nevertheless, 0-0 is a bit good for NEC FC because they are away. Coming through in the second half, we wait and see the approach that both coaches will want to come through in the second half.
Yes, Tendo, as the highlights are coming in from the first half, we are seeing so many chances coming in, particularly some save there from Samson Chiria.
The bounce, Lakia on that bounce.
Yes, an audacious lob from Jackson Nunda there. So many chances are coming in from both teams, but they're not managing to execute those chances.
Yeah, like I said, this game is going to be very tactical. And the reason probably Maroons have not taken it by the scruff of its neck is because they have killed Maroons' usual tactic. Yeah. We all know and we agreed that they play through the wings in their 4-3-3 that can transform into any other formation. But the difference for them is the winger on the left is always supported by the fullback on the left. And the winger on the right is supported by the fullback on the right. And Hussein Balangu's 3-5-2 formation has now created Data and Okocha in the exact positions the fullback has to step away to go and support the winger. So every time they have done that, you saw Kabona always crossing the line and Okocha puts the ball into the space. Or when he passes it in the middle, the midfielder presses it into the space. And the same thing on the right, only that the one who is pressing the passes on the right overhits the ball. Data would have gotten those moments when Chigozi has gone away. But the person who is passing on the right is overhitting the ball. But that is the notion. Play those balls in the pockets where the fullbacks have left. And once our person, our wing back gets the ball, he will cross to Cromwell Rothomio or anybody who is there. So these other midfielders, the Alan Mugalus and all that, they only have to race into the axis. Why? They will always find 2 center-backs, right? Baiga and Okao. And you saw the moment where Okao had to come and pivot to clear the ball. So those moments are tactical, and it has killed Maroon's flow of the game. The midfield situation, again, we saw it. The way Mugalu uses the ball attracts fouls. And today, they have limited the fouls they give away. You cannot give away fouls with a guy like Sulaiman Sesaz. You saw the first free kick he took. It required a very audacious save from Sebo Alunyo. So creating a space for Okot and Etrude and then Nunda, who are not going to foul so much, but they can still run and win the ball, was tactical. Because if they had given away many free kicks, they would be already trailing. Because Sesaz, you saw how he can take the free kicks. So the advantage is still on NEC, but because they are away also, And the pitch, like I told you, today it has been slashed level. You see the disparities in it. You wouldn't see them when the grass is a little higher. So you see that it's not a flawless pitch, as you all know it. So those bumps always appear. You saw some players skipping, not even foul, but skipping into a few bumps there. So it has opened up the game, but again, not to NEC's advantage still, because those long balls were supposed to find a patch of grass so that the ball doesn't slide away so much. So it's still within every team's reach. Now, the challenge is which players have the ingenuity to play in the second half and try to use their individual skills. We saw Jackson Nunda trying it. Unfortunately, it was more on the side where he had to...
Could he probably have done better? Could he have probably taken a ferocious shot in that moment, or was he right to take
Either way, he would have even tapped the ball at either side of the goal. But the challenge is that chance came so... it was so good to be true. You know, so it was a small dink, and the defender gave way so easily that he probably thought he would turn and hit him. And that is the problem with players who are injury prone. They want to do things quickly because they fear to get contact. And it's the same thing with him and Amaku. Amaku, I still think, like I thought, he's still thinking on the plane.
Bule,
he's not going into all those 50-50 challenges the way we know him.
Bule?
I can say Amaku has been a bit silent. But still, as a player, he needs to stand up. If you want to get a nod in the starting lineup in the games for the Cranes, at least prove something here. However much you've made the squad, but you are a proven striker. More goals in the last season, even coming through in this season, scoring goals. Yes, the game is a bit difficult because NEC FC have really deployed in a more defensive way. When you look at their compactness in the back line and then in the midfield, he isn't getting the services.
And how is that going to change in the second half? What needs to be done?
Changing in the second half, make sure the services get to him. You have more defensive players. That is Abel Trude, that is Felix Okot. But then Nunda is, as the linkman to Fred Amaku, he's not delivering to him. But also Darius Ojok is made to overwork a huge workload, go defend, and then sometimes I try to get those chances going. And two is Badi Munjahid. We usually have seen him going back in the left wing back, trying to help the defender. Maybe they need to get that belief that the attackers, let them stay there if we want something out of this game. Otherwise, if they are going to be a bit defensive and then try again to be more offensive as a team, it can't have them. That is why there's that huge detachment for Fred Amaku. Whenever we see him in action, he's always maybe chasing down a defender, maybe tussling for a ball in the air, which is not Amaku's style. Amaku is usually known to being fed. The crosses coming in, and it's style of play that NEC FC really have deployed.
Is it down to the formation, the fact that maybe the wingers of Maroons have double work to do, not just attacking but defending, and then probably transitioning to attack? They are finding it hard to link up with Amaku. Bule.
Transitioning in attack, that is the main problem, because maybe backline they are covered, midfield they are covered, but then getting that link up play to the strikers and attackers is a bit a default for them. Try to make it work. Amaku try to make those runs that are going to help you get those services. And then the Darius Ojok and Baden Mujahid try to beat your 1v1s. Try to create opportunities where you're going to be able to get in those crosses, to get a sight at goal and get in a shot. It can be helpful to you. But most shots have been from NEC FC. Maroons FC have been silent. How they're going to handle the second half is a bit a miss from me, because they're at home, they should really have that belief as a team. Otherwise, NEC FC are happy with this draw for now.
Yeah, if I'm coaching or part of the technical staff for Maroons,
yes,
I would also shift to a 3-4-1-2 formation. To have two forwards, either maybe add one striker to Amaku, who is not Jackson Nunda, because Nunda is not...
So you'd go with a similar formation to what NEC has?
No, different.
Yes.
3-4-1-2. Why am I saying 1, not 5? Because you need 2 people at the wings to try and run with Okocha and Data. But those 2 people can be forward-thinking players, more versatile and creative than Okocha and Data, because they have them. They have like Sula Mpanga and Mpaji on the left. And then have a midfielder who is going to keep Jackson Nunda at bay. But the 2 forwards there, probably Nasasira or anyone, to make the squeeze in the 3 back line at the Maroons defense.
All right, we shall be waiting for that. But it is 0-0. The game is about to kick off. We shall be back at the end of the match.